Hi, welcome all. Welcome at the Odoo Experience Days. Also welcome at our use case. With our use case, I mean the use case of Wintercircus Ghent.
Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm the finance lead of Wintercircus. I had the possibility to start from scratch 1.5 years to build with Wintercircus systems.
And I'm Emil. I'm responsible for everything related to IT and digital operations. And for those who don't know what or who Wintercircus is, let us take you through the past and the present of Wintercircus Ghent. So, as the name already explains a bit, Wintercircus really used to be a building for performing circus in the winter. So there was a time that a lot of circus groups were traveling around from city to city, but in the winter it was getting too cold to perform and watch the circus in those tents. So that's why a lot of major cities built stone circuses to perform the circus in the winter. But still today there are not many of those winter circuses left. I think there's one in Paris, it's called Cirque d'Hiver, but in Belgium we're the only ones. And it was also the timing that circus was still very popular, and was also the timing that you still could have animals in Wintercircus. For here, for example, at the bottom you see a lion, but also on the top left you see Betsy. It's the last female elephant performing in Wintercircus. I would say remember the name because I'll come back on that one and that name later. Later it became a garage. Now we're after the Second World War. It became first a Fiat garage, but after the license was not renewed, it was an oldtimer collection. And still today, the oldtimer collection of Mahi is one of the biggest in Europe. So it's partially installed here in Brussels and partially installed as well in Germany. Yeah.
So, for a long period, Wintercircus was totally empty. And then a few years back, we wanted to make a place of wonders again. As you can see, the elephants will always be like a thing in this presentation. So, what do we actually want to do? We want to rebrand the iconic Wintercircus in a place of wonder and bring back entrepreneurs, changemakers, artists together to make a better future. How do we want to do that? We want to be an accelerator and enhance everything within the circus to make a better planet and a better society. So, we have actually one big roof and a lot of different businesses actually. We have our startup campus, which on this day hosts 217 people with 37 startups, mainly focused on AI. We have our community, the collective, which has on this moment 1,400 members. We want to build it up to 2,000 members. We already have 109 events only this year. We're also a cultural house with our big arena, which hosts really nice experiences from food markets to debates, to lie-down concerts and everything in between. We also are a private event venue. We already hosted, I think from September to now, 189 events, and many more will come. We also have a Wintercircus fund for those who are not fortunate to be able to do anything in our Wintercircus, from events to being a collective member. We have our funds to be able to let people have access to that. We also have our bar Bougie, which hosts the arena. You can drink coffee, there are a lot of nice events. We also have the Wintercircus Academy, which actually started today. It's the first day of the academy year, which has a main focus on executive education for tech leaders and scale-up operators. And of course, Wintercircus is a place of wonders, so a lot of people want to have a tour, and we accommodate that as well. So, a lot of different businesses in one enterprise under one roof. So you can imagine that it's really a complex thing to manage. And also, we wanted to look for software who was able to scale. So to give you some numbers, we went from 0 to 5 million in a year, revenue-wise. We had 2 employees last year, now we have 25. Of course, if you want to create a lot of revenue, a lot of EBITDA and impact, you need good sales, good marketing. So we are actually looking for, we were looking for a software tool who could give us everything. So back in the days, we looked at all the different things that we needed together with our partner Dinops, who is represented here as well. We wanted a tool that could give us the opportunity to do sales and marketing, who is also an accounting tool, expense management. We wanted to implement HR as well in that software. We were mainly an events place, so we need events planning, from production to people. We needed to be able to sell tickets. Of course, it's a big complex building, so we have a resource management, we have an inventory. If there is a problem in the campus, somebody needs to be assigned to that problem and we need to fix it. We have to have a lot of co-working tools. People need to get access to the building. We need to lock certain rooms. And of course, we also have our facility management, the heating, water and everything in between. So what tool could help us with that? If you look at the different possibilities, most of the times they're really expensive. It's really hard to manage. You have integration hell if you want to have all different types of tools, and they have no real customer 360 experience. But Odoo does.
So we chose to go with Odoo together with our integration partner of DNAPS. And so let me take you now through some key features that we use Odoo for, starting with the CRM. So from the moment a person wants to apply to become a collective member or to become a startup campus resident, he or she fills in the survey that is fully made in Odoo. All that applicants go directly in Odoo via the CRM module, and as you saw before, we have a lot of businesses, so it's very important for us to see those different businesses in pipelines. Where is everybody staged? And via the pipeline management, you can perfectly do that. Also later, when we convert that lead to a contact and we send out the quotation, when we make a sales order, when we do the invoicing, when we let them sign the contract, everything is done in Odoo, and most of the time it's even automated. Secondly, the marketing automation. So as the lead capturing I already talked before, but also the email marketing is fully done in Odoo. We all send out our newsletters, and with that I mean the general newsletter that we send to people who subscribe to our newsletter, but also the more specific newsletters to, for example, the collective people, to the startup campus people. And later we also do the analytics on this one, not only on the newsletters, on the email marketing, but also on our website. Because we also use the website module of Odoo, but we made the customer portal out of it. So besides this, we also have the general website that we have, which is also integrated with Odoo, but the customer portal is fully built in Odoo, and this is only accessible for people who have credentials. So with this I mean, again, the people from the campus, from the collective, and they can log in on the portal, they can see newsletters, they can see blog posts, they can book meeting rooms over there, they can register for events, they can see all those events. And also we built an app on Odoo, so it's very important. The previous part we built in Odoo, or we use Odoo for, but this is something that we built on Odoo. So this is really a full community app focused for the collective and campus people, and I think it's for around 80% fully real-time synchronization with Odoo. So it's very nice. Also here, it's very important, the app itself for the community, because we have a lot of key features in the app via Odoo. For example, the members directory, who else is in the community, very important. You could see the event calendar, we can highlight some events. Again, those newsletters, those blog posts, everything is related and synchronized with Odoo. Because the event management, we also all created all the events that we organize by ourselves. So by Wintercircus, we all create them in Odoo itself. So after filling in the practical information and we publish it, it's also directly pushed to the site, directly pushed to the app, real-time synchronization. Also the management afterwards we do completely via Odoo. Later when people are paying for tickets, when they are registering for events, this is all automatically integrated with Odoo. We have an integration with Molly, it goes perfectly, later more on that. But also the ticket scanning and discounting, it's all via Odoo. And of course we are a bit obliged to ourselves as a tech hub that we work efficiently, that we work with a lot of automation, and therefore Odoo is perfectly actually, because you can automate a lot of different things in Odoo, you can work more efficiently with Odoo, and this really saves a lot of time.
So, as I mentioned before, I'm the finance lead, and to be honest, in my 10-year experience as a financial, it's the first time that I don't need to do anything about the sales parts. Everything is pushed automatically. We already use the accounting platform completely. We also use the sign module, which means that if a client is interested in becoming a campus member or a collective member, if he signs in the Odoo module, an invoice is automatically created. More info later. Also, we use the expense mode because we're such a complex organization. Of course, something might go wrong real quickly. Somebody needs to buy something, bread for example, I don't know. They use the expense module and it's pushed automatically in our accounting system. So to give you like a real example from yesterday actually. So what we do is when an invoice is booked, we have all different products which are mapped on GL accounts and analytical distribution, which means that when somebody in the organization makes an invoice, it's already pushed correctly in the accounting module, and when a sales order is signed, invoice is created, and the payment is also attached to the invoice. This is for a collective member. So we have that for all the products that we make, from Bar Bougie, from a soda which is sold, to a ticket, to a lay-down concert, and everything in between. Which is really nice for accountancy because we have all the data in one big system, so we have really good insights in our revenue. And our next step is actually also insight in the margin, because as you can see on product level, I can put in a sales price, but I can also put in a cost price. So as my products are linked to my clients, I can make a report which says what my high margin clients are, what my low clients margins are, and it's really good information for my sales team, of course. Also really nice, audit-wise, but also for me, is that you can see the whole history of somebody buying a ticket. So if somebody buys a ticket for, in this case, it's Enigma, something that will go on on Saturday, and Emil is also doing a performance on that. You can see that somebody is booking the tickets. A sales order is automatically generated by Molly in Odoo. If the ticket is paid, an invoice is made. So accounting is also really happy because the VAT is put down correctly, and then the payment is already automatically linked to the invoice. So the whole step from payment to payment of the invoice is done automatically, which is really nice because we have 15,000 tickets already sold. So we have our accountancy. Of course, we also have our dashboarding. All our organizations within the Wintercircus have a dashboard, collective events, and the next step is also a dashboard for accountancy. To be honest, I think we only started a year ago. We barely scratched the surface of Odoo. It was a heavy year, but we also want to put a bit more internal control up front, so we're looking for an approval purchase flow in Odoo. Also, we went from 2 FTEs to 25 FTEs, and we are looking to integrate our HR data more. Atensia is also linked to Odoo, and it's really promising, so I won't have any issues with booking on analytical costs. And also, I want to do a bit more expensive reporting in Odoo for finance. And also, to be honest, the whole bookkeeping system, I think the asset module, you have an Odoo agent, and bookkeeping in general, I think a lot more can be automated, so we really want to do a deep dive next year.
So we talked already about doing things in Odoo, building things on Odoo, but we also do a lot of integrations with Odoo. For example, Recapture is a very nice one. It's also one of our startup campuses, and they built a complete customized AI agent for fully automating our private event request flow. So if you as a company want to organize an event with us, you just have a conversation with our AI agent called Betsy. And you remember the last female elephant from the Wintercircus, and just by having a conversation with her, we know perfectly what kind of event you want to organize, with how many people you will be there, what event would suit you, do you want catering, do you want extra AV devices, just having a friendly conversation, and we know all the information, what we need for the event, and this is all directly inputted in Odoo, and this really saves our event teams a lot of time, because otherwise they need to send to the people how many people will be there, do you want catering. Now it's all automated directly in Odoo. And then finally, what we love about Odoo, like we said before, it's customer 360 focused, which is very important for us. I always like to say, how can you as a company be customer 360 focused if your processes, if your digital company is not at all like that? So how can you service that to your customer if your clients has to search for that information which is over there and that information is there, and if your team is not finding the correct information quite fast, this is not customer friendly. And this is possible in Odoo via one very fast interface. It's very easy to understand. Also the pricing is very interesting, and definitely for a rather small company like us. Like Alan said, if we would have gone with all the different point solutions, it would cost us way more than that. So the pricing is very interesting to us as well. And thanks to our integration partner DNAPS, it's very customizable, it's very flexible, we can do a lot of different things with it. And it's really ready for scale, and that was for us a very important one when we started with it. We knew we wanted to do a lot of different things, we knew we wanted to grow into those things, so that was very important for us. And I think this is really sums it up what we like about Odoo. Also, it's a Belgian company, which is also very interesting for us, very important for us. So with this, we come to the end of our presentation. I would thank you for listening. If you have any questions or remarks, please come to us. We are here the whole day. And we have also some time for questions left.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interesting presentation, and we are happy that you are happy with Odoo. Questions are just incoming, I'm guessing. So until then, I have one.
Yeah.
You haven't talked about it, but are you using standard Odoo, or how much customization you have on top of that?
I think that's a really good question for you. I only use the accountancy module and all the different things, but you're the expert in that.
I'm also with one eye looking to the guys of DNAPS over there, because I think we did a lot of quite customization. I'll talk sometimes with them as well about it, and they also confirmed to me that we do a lot of customization. But it's also very important because we do a lot of different businesses, we do a lot of different things, and therefore it's important that they want it like this, they want it like this. So it's very important that everyone can work optimally in Odoo with the customization.
Yeah, of course. I'm working in upgrades, and I'm looking forward to seeing your database in our pipe. If it comes to that. Okay, we have a question in the pad. What is the implementation time of the project?
Well, actually, I think we were live in September 24, and we started, I think, in March 24. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
But it's also important to notice that we did not really integrate Odoo, we really started with Odoo.
Yeah.
A lot of different customers of Odoo, I think, really integrate into Odoo, but we really started with Odoo. So together with DNAPS, we built actually the processes, the digital company from scratch.
From scratch, yeah.
Nice. A lot of people are just coming they are migrating from other softwares, and that complicates stuff.
Yeah.
And they have to change their processes from the one digital software to another. Just bridge that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Rough estimate of total implementation cost?
I know that one. I know that one. I think from really nothing to what we have now, I think we're about 60, 70K, which is actually not that bad if you look at the really expensive ones. And what we actually built, everything that we have with the app and everything, it's okay.
The software helped you reach 5 million in revenue.
Exactly.
So like 60K.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were the major hiccups at the start?
I think for me, accounting-wise, it was actually looking like, okay, I have a budget, I have my actuals, how do I put my actuals against my budgets, and just learning Odoo along the way. I think for you guys, it was more the integration with Zepfloor and Odoo. That was a real big one. So we have a system where you can just with your phone scan in, and you can come into the building. But you can also book rooms. You have to pay for the rooms, and we needed to push the data from Zepfloor to Odoo to create the invoices, and that's part that was a real hiccup.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
How many people of DNAPS were involved?
How many people of DNAPS
were involved in the project?
I think in the beginning we were mainly working with Xavier, who was there, sitting in the room, we was there for really setting up the company in Odoo itself, but later we converted into more the optimization phase, and then we converted more to the help desk, and then now our main contact is Sylvie, also here in the room, and then we have different experts in the field where we can talk to when, for example, we have a question about marketing automation, we talk to that expert. When we have a question about the website, we talk to them, and so we really come in contact with a lot of different people, but when they have the expert in that.
Oh, awesome. I guess we have time for at least one more. One is being typed, so just a sec. Have you built the application yourself, or which partner? The partner was Dynapse, I'm guessing. If you could ask Odoo for an extra functionality in the next version, what would it be?
The app itself is not built in Odoo, like I said. It's built with an app maker. It's called Bits of Love, but the integration is done also with Dynapse. But the Bits of Love is an app builder from West Flanders, and they made the app for us. But if I would request a new feature for Odoo, I think the dashboarding module can be really expanded. We can do way more things than is now possible in Odoo itself. So I think that's really a big added value if that would scale up a bit.
Yeah, agree.
Awesome. We'll forward that. Thank you for the free recommendations, and thank you all for the attendance.